Hi, today we're going to talk about school and my thoughts on it. So we're in 2019 and there's a lot of people arguing that you shouldn't go to school, that it's a waste of time. And I'm here to say it's actually, I don't believe in any of that stuff. I don't think it's true. There's even people who are saying some, crazy audacious claims such that like education is going to disappear entirely. Like education is going to disappear. Are you kidding me? That's insane. There's been universities since ancient Greece, and there were the Harvards, Oxfords, whatever you want to call them, in Greece, and they're still here today. Oxford was founded in 1600s or something like that, and it's a really famous school because a lot of famous thinkers have gone there. So we associate those schools with great thinkers, with revolutionary thoughts in mankind that have like pushed mankind forward onto a new level. So yeah, I don't think any of those things are going to go away anytime soon. Okay, so besides that whole philosophical argument, here's the real practical side of it. Let's say you go to Indeed or you go to LinkedIn, you go to any of these places and you try to apply for a job. Typically, what you're going to see is question, question, question. Finally, last question is going to say, do you have a 4-year degree? Okay, choice is a Boolean choice, yes or no. If you pick no, typically what happens, everything you just filled out goes in the trash, never to be seen again. No one looks at it. It's a filter. It's an HR filter. So, and that's not a scientific term. I'm talking about human resources. So it's like a recruiter has set up this filter just to weed out people who don't have a degree. Because when you finish a degree, not knocking anyone, doesn't matter if you have a degree in English, art, physics, math, computer science, whatever, it shows that you're able to take a time commitment and go from start to finish. It shows that you're able to figure out how to do that. So it's a really wonderful metric for people to understand if you can finish things. If you can learn things is another thing, but it's a great metric to show that you can finish things. And it's the best that we have achieved so far as human beings. A lot of people will probably argue an inch is better than a centimeter, or a pound is better than a kilogram. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They measure the same thing. It's up to you what you want to do with it. So a lot of people prefer to use a college degree to measure an entry-level candidate for a job, because you have to get started somewhere. You have to get started somewhere. You have to have that entry-level experience before you can get to an intermediate level or an expert level. And besides a job, what if you want to go on to study computer science? Let's say you work in the field of computer science for 15 years and you want to learn about AI. Well, you're not going to be able to go to a master's program if you don't have a bachelor's degree. That's going to be the most minimum thing that you're going to need to get a bachelor's degree. You're going to need that. So here's a real statistic. 57% of America does not have a 4-year degree. So make your hiring manager's life easier. Make people who have to judge you and put you in some sort of place, make their life easier. Show them that you're capable of finishing something that 57% of the rest of the country cannot do. That would make their life easier. People want to help you. They want to help you succeed. They want to see you grow. They want to give you opportunities, but you have to make it easy for them to do that. Because the minute that you make it difficult, there's someone else coming up right behind you who's made it easy for them to do it. So call what you want, checking boxes, whatever. I don't see it as checking boxes. I think it's an awesome opportunity to go to school, and if you're worried about having to pay for it, or you don't think that you think it's going to be a burden on your family, I didn't get a dime for school. Figured it out because I got scholarships. When there's a scholarship that showed up, I applied for it. I did really well in my classes, so I got more scholarships. I had jobs when I was in school. I worked at Starbucks and I worked at CarMax. Yep, love Starbucks, great place, helped me pay for school. Thing is, CarMax and Starbucks, you know what they both said? We'll pay for school, we'll give you money for school, but you have to get A's in your classes. So for me, that was a really good thing. It made me work extra hard because I knew that if I actually got an A, it was going to be paid for by Starbucks and CarMax. And why do these companies do it? Because they want highly motivated, qualified individuals working for them. Yeah, I mean, people who are going to school and getting A's aren't going to typically be slouching on the job. They might, but like in good faith, you wouldn't think that would be the case. So yeah, I'm a big fan of college. I think it's a really great a great thing for a young person to go and explore. And you have your whole entire life to go do whatever you want. So if you want to get some experiences in before you go to school, that's fine. I lived in Argentina for a year. I taught English in Ecuador. I had life experiences before I went to school. And I wasn't even really too sure I wanted to study physics. I kind of dabbled in community college for a minute, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I want to transfer to this school. Didn't take too long to figure it out. You know, within that year, I figured out, oh yeah, I want to transfer to this school. I went to Chapel Hill, got a degree in physics, and everything worked out really fine. So yeah, I'm a big proponent. I love college. I think it's a great idea. And I have no problem. I would hire someone off the street if they didn't have a degree and they were able to prove to me that, you know, they had the skills to do the job. But ask yourself this. I'm saying that. But for that interaction to happen, you have to know me. I have to know you. We have to have some sort of mutual connection if we don't. And that we have to either have a reputation between us or through that mutual connection that shows that you're very qualified in that field. So you either have to know someone who knows me, who knows how good you are at something, and you have to work about 4 years in that field anyways for someone to like really be able to understand that you're very qualified for the job, or you know, you have to put in a time commitment for it. So you have to go through all this work to network. Every single time that you want to get a job, you got to know someone who knows someone who knows someone, and you have to be like doing all these extra things just to keep up with people who went through and did the minimum check and got the degree that they needed to get. So those are my thoughts on school. You just got to make life easier for people to judge you when it comes to competitive situations with other people. And I think that, you know, one really good metric is if you just get a degree. I did a code boot camp, but you know what? I also have a degree, and that is helpful. It is helpful because it shows you can start something and finish something in a certain amount of time, and that's a very nice thing to be able to show someone when you're trying to you know, build trust with them and show that you're capable of getting things done. So those are my thoughts on school, and if you like that, you know, I'm always putting up videos on advice, real practical advice. I don't know how practical this one was, but I'll give you the practical bit here. So ways I was able to solve the financial situation to go to school. I applied for scholarships. I got an All-American scholarship, and I got a Coca-Cola reward scholarship. Both of those things were things that I had to look up online, so I went to Google and I searched through community college scholarships. I also got a scholarship for transferring into a physics program at a 4-year school. I feel really bad, I don't remember the scholarship name, but it was a big deal. And Starbucks and CarMax both paid for portions of my school. Starbucks, the hours were getting a little bit crazy, so I switched to CarMax. I worked 2 weeknights and the weekends, so working on the weekends also kept me from doing stupid stuff like going to parties. And CarMax gave me, you know, they gave me way more money for school, so that was really good. I think it was like about $3,000 a semester, had to get A's in my classes, and yeah. So there's the practical advice of how I solved the financial situation to go to school. I would, you know, highly recommend going to school. But yeah, so I'm always putting up practical videos of practical advice that kind of talk about stuff that I've gone through in life that will hopefully help someone else who's, you know, in a situation similar to like the one that I was in. All right, that's going to be it for today.